Hey everybody over at movies.com. It is the Schmoes No Movie Show. I'm Kristian.
And I am Mark. Kristian, this weekend he's back in theaters, Jack Ryan, and he's played by a new kid, Chris Pine.
I thought you were going to say he's back and you were talking about Kevin Costner, who plays young Chris Pine's mentor.
I see where you're going with that. So it got us to thinking, as we do every week on this show.
Sometimes.
Who are some really good mentors in the history of movies? That's like one of the big themes that's running through the art of cinema ever since it started was, hey, I'm going to mentor this young person and see if they can live out their dreams.
Who encourages our hero? Who's the protagonist? The guy that really...
The protagonist is the hero, and then who encourages our protagonist?
That's what I meant.
Against the antagonist.
We got the list. Here it is. We'll tell you, then you can tell us if we screwed it up or not. Mark, what do you got at number 5?
At number 5 is, you get ready to debate, ladies and gentlemen, Obi-Wan KENOBI. You mean old Ben? Yeah, that guy that lives on the weird Tatooine desert. He's our number 5.
This literally could be a 10-minute video on just why or why not Ben KENOBI is a good mentor or bad mentor.
As soon as we got the idea for this list, we said, oh no, he's got to be number 1. And then we're like, well, Obi-Wan was really 1 for 2 in his mentoring career, and he had a big miss with that Anakin kid.
And he had to manipulate Luke in order to get him to even fight, telling him that his dad died. It was a whole mess.
If you really think about it, Obi-Wan is responsible for that billion people on Alderaan dying because he's
we're going to get complicated here. But the bottom line is he gets Luke going. He turns Luke into a Jedi. So he mentors him. Who cares about his technique? It worked.
Yoda's not a bad mentor either.
Yes, but again, Yoda was fed up with it all.
We never really saw Yoda hands-on mentoring anybody in the film, so we'll pull back.
Do you see how this could turn into a 10-minute video on Star Wars? So anyway, Obi-Wan, regardless of what you think of his technique, he mentored Luke, got him to get going, and therefore is number 5 on the list.
Wretched hive of scum and villainy.
Yeah.
What's coming at number 4, Kristian?
Number 4, I think we're going to stay in the sci-fi fantasy superhero realm, and that would be Professor X from the X-Men series.
He may not have legs, but he certainly has intelligence. I guess he's got legs, they just don't work too well anymore.
Well, he's the yin to Magneto's yang, if you will, but except the yang is evil and wants to kill all the humans, and Professor X wants to mentor all of the mutants and make sure that they help humanity and not destroy them.
You know, Magneto's not a bad mentor either. I mean, he mentors evil, but he did a good job with Sabretooth, Mystique, Juggernaut.
Not if you look at the stupid Brett Ratner one. He just turns his back on his fellow mutants.
Well, nobody wants to think about that, Kristian. We're doing a show celebrating movies, so coming in at number 3, speaking of celebration, who better to bring to a party than Mr. Robin Williams as Good Will Hunting's Sean McGuire. He's got a beard, he gives Matt Damon a hug, and it's really emotional.
I think he's a great mentor, but if we want to go Robin Williams, I think we should split it, because I think we should also say Mr. Keating from Dead Poets Society. So let's do a double split here. We'll say both Sean from Good Will Hunting and Mr. Keating from Dead Poets Society.
You know what, you're wearing that hat, so it doesn't feel weird for me to say this. Oh, Captain, my Captain, Robin Williams, you get 2 for 1. Okay, Kristian, who you got at numero dos?
El not get it tomorrow, Rock.
Speaking of that hat.
Mickey. You gotta go Mickey. Burgess Meredith from Rocky. At first he didn't even want to train Rocky, and then when he did, he made him concentrate, had him chase chickens, gave him the pep talk in the church, and he was there until the day he died by Rocky's side.
His fingerprints are all over all of the Rocky films, not just the one that Burgess Meredith actually stars in, because he had such an influence on Rocky's life, more so than anybody else, including Apollo Creed and Clubber Lang and Yvonne Drago and Adrian for that matter. Mickey is the one that guided his career into the box that we know and love today, and is still apparently making movies. We might get to see Rocky back on the big screen in a couple of years.
I want to see a prequel to a Mickey movie. Who mentored Mickey?
Okay, well, who could possibly defeat all these mentors? Well, if you're going to do it, you might want to employ some karate. So who's going to teach you? Mr. Miyagi.
Up, down, up, down. Again, Pat Morita as Mr. Miyagi with these little tricks and trinkets that he was doing. And at the end, is he magic? Is he not magic? You don't know, but he taught Daniel-san.
Magic.
You remember everyone thought he was magic when he did the clap and he's...
Yeah, he can catch a fly with chopsticks. He's got a lot of talent.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You remember that song? Miyagi-san clocks in as the champion of mentors. He is the best, teaching Daniel-san to fight without fighting. Great mentor.
What's interesting is that there's 2 comedians on this list. Robin Williams and Pat Morita made his living as a comic for a while. So, Kristian, of course there's going to be a lot of honorable mentions just because there's been so many great mentors in film. Who are some of yours?
I really wanted Sean Connery from either The Untouchables or Highlander. Either one of those.
Ah, that's right. Or Finding Forrester. You're the man now, dog.
Right.
Remember that? Splinter from the Ninja Turtles film should not be overlooked.
Dumbledore.
Dumbledore's great. You got Will Smith from Hitch. That's an interesting mentor. Morgan Freeman from the movie that you love with the Tim Robbins.
I think he's more of a best friend, but it doesn't matter. There's so many mentors out there, and I'm sure there's some that you guys are like, wait a minute, where's this person?
Paul Newman, Fast Eddie.
Good one. So that's where you guys come in. Comment below and tell us where you think your list, what your list should be. Comment and tell us what you think.
And make sure you check out Jack Ryan's Shadow Recruit in theaters this weekend, along with the Kevin Hart film Ride Along. You got The Nut Job in theaters. You have The Devil's Due in theaters if you like scary movies. And oh my God. So
basically, go see Jack Ryan.
You have a lot of options at the theater this week, and we hope you guys have fun, and we hope you had fun with us. This is the Schmoes No Movie Show. I'm Mark.
And I'm Kristian.
Thanks for the mentoring, pal. Appreciate it.
You got it.